Hello everyone, welcome back to the latest update series of Drishti IAS. This is Divya Kavantra and today we are going to talk about Lake America. That's right. We're talking about Lake America and I'll give you a minute to think about it and tell me, have you ever heard of a name like Lake America? Have you heard of anything like, is there a lake or a river or anything that is termed as Lake America? Can you think of anything? No? Alright, so this tells us that this is a new concept, but why? And how? And when? And where did this lake come from? So let's find all of that. Let's answer all those questions throughout this and we'll understand all about it. So what has happened is that Mr. Trump has made another announcement. Okay, well, get ready for it. So amidst rising tensions between US and Canada, a new announcement has been made by Trump that Mr. Trump is willing and actually wanting to change the name of Lake Ontario to Lake America. Why? Because evidently, because of the rising friction between US and Canada, they're not willing to do any trade with Canada. One of the most populous province of Canada is Ontario. They don't want that name because they won't be doing any more business with Ontario. And large-scale tariffs have been imposed there also. The tariff game is still running everywhere for US. And in that, just to fume it up more, he has said that he made an announcement officially on social media platforms saying that we want to change the name of Lake Ontario to Lake America. Right? Now, you must know Lake Ontario is a part of the Great Five Lakes. Yes? Does that remind you of the Great Five Lakes? Tell me in the comment section names of the rest of the lakes apart from Ontario. Apart from Ontario, which other lakes are a part of the Great Lakes? Tell me the names of them in the comment section and by then we'll discuss what Mr. Trump has to say. So Mr. Trump is saying that this time on Tuesday, he said that we are considering renaming Lake Ontario as Lake America, linking the move by because there are confrontations increasing with Canada and Canada's most populous province and its primary trade, that is Ontario, right? So they're saying that we want to give it serious consideration and we want to change that. All right. Why are they escalating the dispute? How are they doing that? They said that Trump already said that considering the name change is backed by a reason. Why? Because we don't expect doing much business with Ontario any longer. We don't want to do any more business with Ontario. Ontario, which is the most populous province of Canada, is obviously very important for them in terms of trade also. But they don't want to do, US doesn't want to do any more business with Ontario. That's why they don't want to keep the name Ontario of the lake, right? So that's why they want to change the name of the Lake Ontario to Lake America, no matter what the word remembers it by. But just because they don't want to do trade with Ontario, that's why they don't want to keep the name of the Lake Ontario. That happens. That happens. Okay. So now 50% tariff implementation has already been done. They've imposed 50% tariff on approximately $20 billion worth on Canadian goods following the breakdown in trade negotiations. And that is rising by the day. Additional 50% on Canadian automobiles, auto parts and steel. Additional 50%. Right? On Canadian automobiles, auto parts and steel that they feel that they are being dumped in US. And this is distorting the domestic market of US, right? Yeah, look who's talking. Look who's talking about domestic market distortion, who has distorted markets across the globe. Anyway, there's also saying that we are sharpening personal exchanges because Trump targeted Ontario Premier Doug Ford, referring to him as Flunky Ford, to which Ford publicly responded with colorful pushbacks as well. This is to understand that word politics. Don't mind it. You must be thinking like, what do we have to do? But this is to understand the level to which word politics has fallen down. Do we understand that? Do you understand the gravity of this? Because we are not just targeting each other's countries now, we are also targeting the leaders in a very childish manner, and that doesn't clearly say that we are world leaders. And if not, somebody is going to replace soon. Who will have to see, but definitely the word politics is really going down the drain, and this time we'll have to revamp the entire idea, right? This is a clear example of how things are being dealt with, and that is clearly not respectful, not political, not diplomatic, just pure insanity. Isn't that so? All right. So they engaged in public back and forth between Canadian Prime Minister and Quebec voters as well. Everybody is saying on that. But what is the impact here? The large-scale impact on auto industry is that Lake Ontario's northern shore hosts major Ontario manufacturer sectors that are deeply integrated with US automotive supply chains also. High tariffs and rhetoric pose major disruptions in the risk to cross-border manufacturing and consumer pricing also. And if this gets affected, the pricing will get affected, and not just pricing, the supply will also get affected. And that doesn't sound like a smart decision, right? Exactly. However, they have a pattern of geographic naming proposals. So how does it work there in US? Let's understand a little bit about that. The proposal aligns with the broader trend of Trump suggesting symbolic or physical geographical renames. For example, floating the idea of renaming Gulf of Mexico as Gulf of America. Repeatedly suggesting Canada becomes 51st US state. Calling Strait of Hormuz as new US territory. These claims and these remarks have consistently been made. And while we talk about moving towards neo-colonialism or modern colonialism, maybe this is already happening. And this is very aggressive, right? So because Lake Ontario is a shared body of water divided by international borders between New York and the province of Ontario. Okay, why is Lake Ontario into question? Because it is shared between Ontario, that is Canadian province, and New York, right? That is why the name is a problem. All right. So any unilateral attempt to alter the official geographic name nationally or internationally is going to give complex regulatory or diplomatic hurdles. Why? Because it is not just yours. It is a shared capacity. It is also a part of Ontario. They also need to agree to the name change, otherwise it is not going to happen. But if you single-handedly do that, that means you are just trying to put down your relations on the drain. Purposely, that too, intently, right? Mind it. Exactly. So now let's understand a little bit about this Lake Ontario and the physical geography. What is it? First of all, let's understand the Great Lakes system. As most of you have answered in the comment section already. Those who have not, please do that quickly because I'm giving you the answer now. Okay. So west to east arrangement, generally asked a classic prelims question, arranging them west to east. You must know that, right? So west to east arrangement in Superior, Michigan, Huron, Erie, Ontario, right? SMEO. Okay. How is it? SMEO. Superior, Michigan, Huron, Erie, Ontario. According to the size ordering by surface area, we're talking about by surface area, not the water volume of size. Please understand that. According to the surface area, this is the Superior, Huron, Michigan, Erie, Ontario. Superior, Huron, Michigan, Erie, Ontario. Right? SMEO, 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 SMEO. That is the only difference. Lake Ontario is the smallest in surface area among the five, but deeper and larger in volume. That's why it is important. It is larger than Erie, but smaller in surface area among the five. All right. If we talk about border traversal exception, US-Canada international boundary passes through 4 of the 5 lakes: Superior, Huron, Erie, and Ontario. Lake Michigan is the only Great Lake entirely within the US. This is also something you should remember. Lake Michigan is the only one that lies entirely in the US borders. Other than that, rest all the 4 lakes have US-Canada international boundary. Clear? Yes? It is because of the trade with Ontario that they need to stop. That's why they're targeting Lake Ontario, not the rest of the ones. Understood? Yes? Can we remember that? This is the map representing all the 5 lakes. That is Lake Superior, Lake Huron, Lake Michigan, Lake Erie, Lake Ontario. Clear? Yes. All right. In terms of drainage and hydrological feature, outlet to ocean, Lake Ontario serves as the eastern outlet of entire Great Lakes. It is the eastern outlet for entire Great Lakes. All the waters come here and then the system goes into Atlantic Ocean via the St. Lawrence River. Main feeder is the Niagara River flows into the Lake Ontario from Lake Erie, creating the Niagara Falls. Right? Niagara Falls is also associated with the Great Lakes. Please remember that. Which ones? Ontario and Erie. Ontario and Erie. Connecting canals, Welland Canal connects Lake Erie and Lake Ontario, allowing ships to bypass Niagara Falls. Then Rideau Canal, the UNESCO World Heritage Site, connecting Kingston on Lake Ontario to Ottawa. Very important here. Welland Canal and Rideau Canal, please remember these two additional facts for your prelims that are necessary in world geography. All right? Yes, that is the drainage and the physical geography of this. If we talk about international law and boundary governance, we'll see that there are legal frameworks like Boundary Water Treaty of 1909 between US and Great Britain. Then International Joint Commission, a binational body created in 1909 to manage the waters and navigations. If we talk about geographic renaming protocols, domestic versus international naming, any sovereign country can rename physical features domestically via national bodies. But if it is the shared capacity, it has to go through UN Gen. Right? It has to go through UN Gen, and unilateral renaming will lack international legal status. Nobody will accept that. Clear? Exactly. What are the global trade or protectionism that is happening here? US-Mexico-Canada agreement is there. That replaced NAFTA in replacing NAFTA in 2020. Trade disruptions or 50% tariff are coming under this. Okay. Auto sector supply chain integration, if we talk about cross-border value chains are here across the Lake Ontario, that is known as the Golden Horseshoe in Ontario. Please remember this Golden Horseshoe for your prelims as well, and the economic impact we've already discussed. Why this topic is important? I'm specifically mentioning here why, because multiple questions have already been asked. From borders, they've already asked which of the Great Lakes is located entirely within USA. Sequencing, arrange the Great Lakes from west to east, east to west. Rivers and lakes, matching lakes with their outflow rivers like Ontario, St. Lawrence River, right? Yeah, these have already been done. These have already been asked, and that's how the pattern of the questions is from the Great Lakes, which is very important. And on that note itself, we have studied the entire topic today. All right. So this is the concept of Lake America. I hope that was clear. We'll solve the question. But before that, let me give you a very beautiful information, that is Drishti IAS has come up with the festive offer for you. What is this festive offer? First of all, it is starting from today, 26th of August to 30th August. Please remember that. And alongside that, what you're getting is lowest price ever, because there is going to be a price hike very soon. So don't miss this chance. These are the lowest prices ever. And soon you will see there will be a hike in the prices. Okay. So to avail the lowest price of the year, from 26th to 30th August, you can avail that across the verticals like UPSC, PCS, Teaching and CUET. And especially for IAS GS Foundation course, not only are you getting the lowest price ever, you are also at the same time getting a very beautiful gift from us. That is IAS GS Prelims PYQ and GS Mains PYQ answer writing course that is worth the value of 14,499 at just ₹2. Just ₹2. But mind it, this comes with IAS GS Foundation course. Avail the benefit of this, and that itself is already at the lowest price ever. Isn't that something? A cherry on the top. And this would also include mains courses, optional courses. To avail the discount from 26th to 30th August, to avail the lowest prices ever under the festive offer, visit the Drishti IAS website or the Drishti IAS learning app, or give us a call on 87501-87501. Remember, prices are about to go up. Don't miss your chance to avail this offer. All right. Okay, on that note, let's solve the question then. Statements regarding Northern American Great Lakes system, and solve the question. Give us your answer in the comment section. Done? All right, that's about it. That was our topic, Lake America. I hope it was clear. Yes? All right, we learned a lot of additional facts as well. Revise them. And on that note, we'll see you in the next video again. Till then, keep studying. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe. And do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.